Once the heartbeat of trans-Saharan trade, a gateway for goods, culture and enterprise, Borno's story was one of strength, resilience and connection. But years of conflict and insecurity slowed the pulse of its vibrant economy, leaving markets empty and livelihoods uncertain. But today, the story is changing. Hello and welcome. This is Borno Restoration. I'm Jessie Tofida. This week on Borno Restoration, we take you into the heart of Borno's economic revival, exploring how the state is transforming pain into progress and challenges into chances of growth. First, let's bring you the latest on Borno today. It was an early morning visit to Damasak, headquarters of Abadam Local Council by Governor Babagana Zulum, turning the quiet morning into a moment of accountability. His first stop, Damasak Central Primary School, where aging walls whispered stories of neglect and classrooms pleaded for attention. The governor moved from block to block, inspecting dilapidated structures with a clear purpose to chart an immediate response that will return dignity to learning. Guiding the inspection was the Education Secretary, Ibrahim Mohammed Kareto, who briefed the governor on the challenges confronting the school, from infrastructure decay to shortages of essential learning materials. Governor Zulum assured that the school will receive necessary teaching and learning aids, stressing that a child's mind flourishes best in an environment that is safe, equipped and inspiring.
I'm happy because we were able to resolve one of the major problems that we are facing in the education sector, which is human resources for education. All primary school teachers in Borno State are receiving the minimum wage. 1. 2, we are looking forward to provide accommodation for teachers in this LGS.
The inspection continued at a newly constructed mega high Islamic school, soon to be commissioned. Here, the governor reaffirmed his vision to see children leave the streets for classrooms, declaring his resolve to ensure that before the end of his administration, every child has a place to learn and grow.
This administration is geared towards providing these key ingredients that will ensure growth and development of education in the state. So what we are trying to do now is to see how Islamic education will be streamlined into the formal education.
From education to welfare, the governor also inspected a 20-unit housing facility in Damasak, assessing it for rehabilitation. The plan, he said, is to allocate the homes to health workers and teachers, those whose service anchors community survival. From classrooms to homes, Governor Zulum's visit to Damasak sends a clear message. Development must touch lives, and leadership must be seen, felt, and heard, especially where hope is most fragile. Troops of Operation Hard-in K are keeping the pressure firmly on terrorist elements operating across Borno State. In the early hours of January 4, 2026, troops working closely with members of the Civilian Joint Task Force launched a targeted operation at a non-terrorist crossing point along the Sojiri axis in Kontiga local government area. The operation was swift, precise, and decisive. 5 terrorists were neutralized during the engagement, with no casualties recorded on the side of the troops, underscoring the professionalism, coordination, and tactical superiority of the security forces. Beyond the neutralization of the terrorists, the operation delivered a major humanitarian gain. 3 civilians abducted by the insurgents were rescued, bringing relief to families and communities long traumatized by kidnapping. Troops also recovered AK-47 rifles during the operations, further degrading the fighting capability of the terrorist groups. Military authorities say the success of the operation highlights the importance of sustained collaboration between troops and local security partners, particularly the Civilian Joint Task Force, whose knowledge of the terrain continues to play a critical role. With morale high, Operation Hadinke says it remains committed to maintaining dominance across the theater, dismantling terrorist networks and ensuring that civilians can live without fear. As security operations continue across Northeast, the message from the troops is clear. Terrorist elements will be relentlessly pursued, civilians will be protected, and peace will not be negotiated but enforced. The discovery was made in the Bulunkutu Railway General Area following sustained intelligence-driven operations by troops aimed at denying criminal and terrorist elements freedom of action. Troops of Operation Hadinke responded to a distress call reporting suspicious metallic objects inside a drainage channel. Soldiers alongside police explosive ordnance disposal teams immediately moved in to secure the area. A detailed search led to the recovery of 1,270 rounds of 12.7mm ammunition warheads, including some live rounds, as well as power banks concealed inside the drainage. Security forces have since cordoned off the area, with efforts ongoing to drain the channel to confirm whether more dangerous items are hidden. Troops working with other security agencies continue to dominate the surroundings to ensure residents remain safe and prevent any attempt to retrieve the weapons. No casualties were recorded, and the military says the general security situation remains calm. Operation Hadinke says the recovery highlights the value of intelligence-led operations and community cooperations, once again urging residents to remain vigilant and promptly report suspicious items or movement as efforts continue to sustain peace across the Northeast. From the reconstruction of border markets to the revival of local industries and the empowerment of small traders, a new wind of commerce is sweeping across the state. Under Governor Babagana Zulum, Borno State is charting a new course, one that's not just about rebuilding infrastructure, but restoring confidence, reviving trade, and reconnecting communities to opportunities. Let's take this report. In the heart of Maiduguri's new industrial area, a quiet revolution is taking shape. Plastic products made right here in Borno are now being exported beyond Nigeria's borders. Governor Babagana Zulum says this marks a new chapter in his administration's economic recovery plan, one that aims to reduce overdependence on federal allocations and build a self-sustaining local economy.
This industrial park was established by my predecessor, I think close to its exit, around 2018. However, the site is not functioning. What we did now is to partner with Tatario Global Services Nigeria Limited, an indigenous company, to run the company under a private-public partnership arrangement. We have many companies here. We have the plastic company, we have the solar production company, amongst others. So you have seen within the last 2 years, Tatabe Limited have been working assiduously to ensure that these industries, these ailing industries are resuscitated. So we had an agreement with him. We have a partner with him because we felt that government, 100% government-owned and government-run businesses are not profitable. So under the private partnership arrangement, Tatabe Global Services is working with the Borno Investment Company, which is under the Ministry for Commerce, and they have started production, you have seen. So I think this is something that we need to support. Look at the number of employment opportunities that is being generated here. So what we shall do is to see how we shall work with him with a view to improving the agreements that have so far been made. I'm happy to note that people from Maiduguri will no longer procure PVC pipes from other parts of Nigeria, and you have seen The products are being sold to our neighboring countries, are being sold to our neighboring states, and even far away states. On part of Borno State government deliberately came along with the State House of Assembly, with the Ministry officials and the MD of the Borno Investment Company, with a view to understanding the partnership so that together we can work, we can do more.
Already, finished plastic wares, from chairs to basins, have begun making their way to market in Chad and Cameroon. The factory, initially built under the former governor Kashim Shettima, has been revived through a public-private partnership with Tatabi Global Services, ensuring efficiency and commercial viability. Operating at full capacity, the factory now produces a variety of everyday plastic items and has created hundreds of direct jobs for residents, offering livelihood and strengthening the state economy from the ground up. Analysts say the initiative signals Borno's transition from a conflict-weary state to one pursuing industrial rebirth, using innovation, investment, and local capacity to drive sustainable growth. I had a chat with the managing director of the Borno Investment Company Limited, Muhammad Bukar. He says the agency has created thousands of job opportunities for teeming youth across the state. Take a listen.
You see, the coming of His Excellency Professor Governor Amara Zulum as Governor of Borno State in 2019 is one of the best things that has ever happened in the state. At the Borno Investment Company Limited, when he assumed duty, this same company was in a rented apartment.
No.
Yes. It has been in existence since 1981. But living in rented apartments. So when he came in, and the first thing he did was to appoint a management team and then get them to work towards getting a befitting head office to start with. After that, the Borno Supply Company came in. It's what we call Bosco. It's an outlet for commercial activities of the state. They're into managing filling stations and supermarkets. So he went ahead and reviewed and then assisted us in reconstructing and acquiring more filling stations. And now they're operational. The third aspect in terms of massive investment is the issue of the Borno State hotels. That one too has been down for quite a long time. And when he came in, he set the process of reconstruction and remodeling the hotel. It has 79 rooms, and all of them now lettable and in good working condition. They're doing very well. So these are the three major areas of investment that His Excellency has put a lot of effort in ensuring that the state gets revenue, employment opportunities given to indigenous and non-indigenous too. If we take even this company itself, when we came in, we didn't have any graduate, but now I'm talking to have about 10 graduates employed here. That's just one aspect of it. The other side is at the state hotel too. We have a total of about 60 staff now working in the hotel, both skilled and non-skilled. And Bosco too, we have a lot of staff there. And more importantly, the kind of collaboration we have with cooperative societies that are into skilled and non-skilled activities. At Borno Investment Company, what we did was we were able to organize a training program to about at least 1,500 members of the Maiduguri Microcredit and Finance Cooperative. And what we did was we trained them in various skills, tailoring, shoemaking, and fish pond and whatnot. And we gave them a little equipment for them to go and continue with their job. So there's a lot of employment, and the multiplier effect of what we did is there to be seen because we have testimonies from those we trained, and they are doing very well. And the companies that His Excellency has helped in coming up are doing very well too. Borno Investment, over the past 2-3 years, we've continued to make profit, at least for the past 2 years now. And we even gave dividend to the state government, which is the first time since its establishment. The company, I think, is the Borno Plastic Company Limited. We call it BOPLAS. BOPLAS has been in existence too, but because of dilapidated machinery and lack of technical staff, that one too went down. So during the tenureship of His Excellency, the Vice President, when he was governor here, he established the industrial park and ensured that different factories or different companies are put in place in the industrial park. It's not only Boplas that is there. We have not only the plastic company, even under the plastic company, we have the PVC pipe making, we have the drip irrigation pipe making, we have the molding intrusion machine that produces chairs and other plastic products. Then we have the fish net making. Then we have the polypropylene sack making. I think there are about 6 under Boplas. Yes. Then we have the recycling plant that now supplies raw materials to the main plastic company. So, and then within the same industrial park, we have the solar panel making company. Then we have the tomato paste producing company, and then the corn chips making company. But then I think about 9 other smaller industries are contained in the industrial park. So when His Excellency came in and they realized that things were not working up there, I said, okay, what do? We get into partnership. And through his effort, we got a private partner that came in and entered into agreement with the state government that he will bring in his expertise and capital, while the state government will come in with the assets that are in place, so that it will be a win-win situation. And I think that's a very good decision, because a company that has been idle for all this while now has started production. That is the kind of thing you expect under any public-private partnership. And His Excellency has done well in that regard. Not only the Boplast company, the Nitel shoe making and tannery company too is under a PPP arrangement. Then the solar panel too is also under a PPP arrangement. But activities have now started with the plastic company, and now we're moving to the Nitel and the solar making company. At the recycling plant, where we recycle waste, plastic waste products for the main factory too, activities are going on there. All due to the kind of arrangement that the state government has entered into with the private partner. Number one, it opens up the state for further investment. That's one. Number two, the border markets that have been closed down will be revived for extensive businesses, because there will be free movement of goods and services. Borno incidentally shares border with 3 countries, Chad, Cameroon, and Niger. And I think we're the only state in Nigeria that have this advantage. So there's a lot of business activities going on there. And the government has put in place, like the IPA. What I mean by IPA is the Investment Promotion Agency. This is an investment arm of the government that is charged with the responsibility of showcasing the incentives for the kind of activities that the state government does to assist would-be investors. Because anytime an investor comes in, he will begin to ask, okay, what incentive do we have for us? Number one, they'll tell you, look, we have the Geographic Information Service, where land acquisition has been streamlined and it's easy. Our tax system has been reformed. We do concessions in terms of waivers. So by the time you go to the Investment Promotion Agency, you realize that you have all it takes for you to establish a company within a very short time and then proceed with their business activities. Monday market has always been the center of business activities until the disaster that took place there. And if you look at what comes, except for the issue of security, that is being addressed too, that has limited the movement of goods and services between Maiduguri and neighboring countries. Activists have picked up very well, and the government has done quite well by waiving rents to all the marketers there for over 2 years now. So after disaster, after assistance with cash and whatnot, they say, okay, go and stay there and do businesses, recover, so that when you recover sufficiently well, you start paying rent. You can see the market, as you mentioned, is extremely busy and doing very well. Number one is the issue of making the state secure, because at the heart of every development, you have insecurity. Once people are assured and they are secured enough, they will pick up. I will give you an example. The Borno State, under the One State, One Product initiative of the federal government, has chosen to establish a gum Arabic plantation. That is the product for export that the state has chosen as an area where the state has advantage. So what we are now planning to do is to ensure that at least the plantation that used to be, that were cut down by the criminal elements in the state, roaming around the state, is now revived back. And we have seedlings in a collaboration with the Raw Material Research Council. We have seedlings that can mature in the minimum of 5 years, and then you can pluck the fruits of that gum Arabic for the next 50 years. This is one area, and gum Arabic has a lot of advantages for exports. And Borno has been the hub for gum Arabic production and export until the insecurity situation came in. With the improved security now, gum Arabic will come on stream, and then the border market will be opened. And like I said, the investment promotion agency, we have the mining company put up by the state to encourage interested or investors that have ideas or want to invest in the mining sector of the state to come in and collaborate with the state government. To residents of Maiduguri, the main message is let's support His Excellency. His Excellency has been up and doing. We all attest to that. He has been very busy trying to ensure that Borno is back on track, and we thank God we are really back on track. So, but for us to have a sustained peace and development, we need the support of every one of us. That is the message from Borno Investment, and that we thank His Excellency for the support he has given this company and other companies within the state.
And that's our package on this week's episode of Borno Restoration. Many thanks for watching. I am Jessie Tafida. Next week, it's going to be a fresh episode. See you next time. Bye-bye.